Michael Ballack not impressed with the exclusion of Sané from the German squad. He had this to say: "I can't really see any sporting reasons behind, just not on Sané's level." He's talking about Brandt being in this squad. Sané plays for a bigger club, plays alongside better players. Raf, what do you make of this?
Well, I sympathise with that view to a certain extent. I would have taken him if I was the national manager. I think Sané's skills are so unique that it'd be a bit of a miss to leave him out. But Löw, I think, sees a bigger picture. Löw sees someone who doesn't feature in his starting 11. I think he has made up his mind that Müller and Royce will play in the right positions, and he might not even be the first substitute to come in. And I think he feels, maybe based on some of the experiences he's had with Sané in the past, and Sané not going to the Confederations Cup when he had the opportunity last year, that perhaps Sané would not be happy sitting on that bench, and that perhaps he's the kind of player that you'd better leave at home rather than taking as a fourth or fifth choice. As I said, from an outside looking in, very hard to understand, but you have to trust Löw and his experience to understand that he sees beyond the individual talent and looks at the team and looks at the squad on the pitch, but also off it.
How's the German media reacted to this, Raf?
The German media hasn't really been nearly as shocked or as outraged as some of the Anglo-Saxon media for two reasons. A, they don't follow the Premier League as closely. Yes, they picked up on Sané having a great season, but they've mostly seen Sané being a bit of a bit player for Germany. 12 appearances, no goals, and very few convincing performances. And before that, moving from Schalke, and people are saying, well, Schalke was very inconsistent as well. So they haven't really seen the Sané that Manchester City fans or avid viewers of the Premier League have seen. And again, they trust Löw now after his sixth, this is his sixth tournament in charge. They trust him enough, I think, to feel that he knows what he's doing.
It's incredible trust when you think about it, Paul, considering how key Sané was to Manchester City's success this season.
I was absolutely staggered when he was left out of the squad. I think he's one of the top 2 or 3 players in the world, young players. He's absolutely sensible. He's a game changer. He's got incredible pace. He's got fantastic speed on the dribble. He sees a pass. He can pick the forwards out. To me, he's a young player. Take him to the tournament, let him glean some experience, get in his ear, say, look, this is what we need from you. Yes, you're a fantastic player. You're going to be a fantastic player for Germany.
But what if he's a problem? This seems to be...
But you also need to... Joachim Löw needs to get into his ear and say, look, this is how you need to conduct yourself if you're going to be successful around this team. Just educate him a little bit. He's a young kid. If he's going off the rails, if Joachim Löw thinks he's going off the rails, then you've got to rein him back in. That's part of your job.
But don't you... Why roll the dice when you don't need to? This German squad is stacked enough, isn't it?
Well, but I think if you're looking for reasons to leave Leroy Sané out, and I think this is what was happening here, then you hang on to well, he didn't go to Confederations Cup, he went to have surgery in his nose, instead of participating in a tournament that would have put him in a position where maybe he would have showcased and would have shown what he could have been in coming into the World Cup. The truth is that it feels that personally, Jogi Löw does not care for Leroy Sané. We're not talking about the coach caring for the player and what he's going to do for me on the field. I think there is a personal situation there where Jogi Löw doesn't appreciate what Sané does on and off the field. And if that's the case, then he hangs on to that idea and say, well, he didn't go to Confederations Cup. And as a player, you should be smart enough to understand that if you know you have a feel with a coach and with a manager, if you feel that that manager perhaps doesn't prefer you as a player, then you don't give him reasons to leave you out. You give him reasons to put you in. So if there's a Confederations Cup to attend and you know that's going to be an important tournament, then you attend it and you postpone your surgery. This is, to me, if this is why he's being left out, part of it is on Jogi Löw, but certainly on Leroy Sané as well.
Raf, when it comes to just sheer quality, it's not even a question, is it? Sané's better than Brandt.
In my view, absolutely. There is a tactical discussion to this. Michael Ballack disagrees. He thinks any system should be good enough for Sané or the other way around. And I kind of share his view. But there is a view that with Germany playing quite a slow game, a controlled game, Sané almost gets too much of the ball in this team and then gets a little bit lost. At Manchester City, they found a way of bringing him into the final third with pace, with space as well. Whereas with Germany, they mostly build on the left with Toni Kroos. And for whatever reason, as Joachim Löw was quite candid, said it hasn't really quite clicked for him. And I think the sense is that Löw doesn't want to change the system enough to accommodate Sané, and maybe Sané is not quite able to change his game to accommodate Löw's system. And in any case, he feels it's a headache that he doesn't need. I can only repeat, I think it would have been worth it, but I don't see the training, I don't see the vibe in the dressing room, and I don't kind of get the sense of harmony and togetherness above everything else that Löw is so clear on, and it's based on his experience in the past. Euro 2012, he had a lot of players who were unhappy when they didn't play, and I think that is the back of his mind, that he wants players who are happy when they play and when they don't play, and thinks Sané being young and ambitious doesn't quite fit the bill at the moment.
Let's just remind you, shall we, of Germany's group. They're big favourites to advance. They're drawn with Mexico, Sweden and South Korea.